Hey guys, this is Amir, and beside me is a minivan that most people they're afraid to buy it because they see the Volkswagen badge on here, and I think that this car is gonna be like they think like you have to like put premium oil, premium gas in it, but this is wrong. That's wrong because under the hood you will see a Dodge Caravan, a 3.6 that looks pretty familiar because there's a powertrain in Dodge Caravan. So let's just start off with exterior, and you will see those headlights, and they're halogen, so like even like on the higher trim levels you will not see any LED headlights. It's only halogen headlights, and over here you can see the little Volkswagen logo that's on the headlight. And this car came in 2009. They first produced this car, and in 2011 it got a new powertrain which was 3.6, which we will go look and we will see how the powertrain is. And you will see here a 16-inch wheel with a high profile tire, which helped out with our ride quality. And the wheelbase is being stretched, a bit stretched out compared to Dodge Grand Caravan, because this car has the same powertrain as Chrysler Town & Country and Dodge Caravan, but it is a bit longer because the wheelbase is being stretched out by an inch. So as I told you guys before, this is Volkswagen with the Dodge Caravan 3.6 liter engine, which was one of the best engines that so far Dodge produced. And one of the downside of this powertrain is that they don't provide you with transmission diff stick. And as you can see, the transmission is down there, but there is no diff stick. And this could be a bit, and I don't know why, but like Dodge or Chrysler, they decide to go a bit cheap and don't provide us with the transmission dipstick. So you have to use the engine motor, the engine oil dipstick, in order to know how many oil you have in your transmission. But I don't think that'd be a maybe huge problem for the owner of this car, the people that are gonna own this car. This car, 3.6 liter engine, and it has 283 horsepower and 266 power-feet of torque. And the fuel economy of this car, it's a bit on the downer side. It has 13.5 liter in highway, although you can get like up to 12 liters for 100 kilometers on the highway, but in city is being rated to 14 liters for 100 kilometers, and the fuel economy is a bit high compared to its competitors. And it's being paired up with 60-speed transmission, which give this car like a fairly good move, and this car is quite pippy and it's quite fast. And let's go take a look at the interior. So as you guys see here, this is the interior, and although this car is mostly being made based off Dodge Caravan chassis, but as you came inside, you will still see some Volkswagen characteristic in it. This door handle is quite like Volkswagen. The soft touch plastic is quite like Volkswagen. And you see here, you will see the steering wheel, which looks similar to Dodge Grand Caravan. Like at the back here, you will see some like buttons for like controlling your audio system or like maybe controlling the speedometer. And it does have a cruise control, and it has Volkswagen logo on it. Now, one of the downer side, or maybe it's just something unique to this car, that maybe some people is going to be hard for some people to get used to it, is that this car doesn't have an automatic headlight. So as you see the headlight here, you can control it from here, but it's not automatic. And the windshield, the windpiper, the automatic signal, everything is located in over here. And this could be like, I don't know if this could be a plus side or a downer side, but for me it was easy to get used to it, but for some owners could be a bit hard to get used to it. And everything like the dual modules is pretty easy to reach, no bending, and I kind of like the soft touch plastic that they put over here. Although in here, this is a hard touch plastic, I'm not really a fan of it. I wish that they used like something leather, but I kind of like the interior way more than Dodge Grand Caravan.
And Amir, that's the highest trim, or?
No, this one is the lowest trim level because we don't get the moonroof, or we don't get the power.
I think maybe for the higher trim they bring some of those features that you're looking for.
And then Well, still on the higher trim, everything is located on one side.
Yeah.
But you will get like the automatic door handle.
Yeah.
And also power liftgate, your trunk. And
But you know, when we compare it with Dodge Caravan, it's much better because...
Yeah. And we will talk about the ride quality further on. So stay tuned to see the ride quality. And the seat it doesn't have a lumbar support and doesn't have a height adjustment. So I don't know, if you're short, well then good luck to you.
So you cannot adjust it.
No, you cannot adjust the height, but I think even if you're short, and
It's weird because some people, they're going to have problem.
yeah, well, I guess this is not the car for them. And the seats in this car is 7-seater, so it's not an 8-seater. So usually the 7-seater become with captain chairs, and they're fully flat. So, and these are removable, and that's a good thing.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
As like we reviewed the Mazda, and also check that video that
That's
we reviewed.
That's like Dodge Caravan, yeah?
Yeah, Dodge Caravan. Chrysler Tanner Country has a, what did they call? I think it's like cargo, something like that. So like the seats will fold down to the floor. Yeah. But for this car in Dodge Grand Caravan, this lower trim doesn't have that. You can remove it. And the good thing is it's full flat. So if you're like a construction worker, or like maybe you're doing like some alarming system, or like if your job is related that to have a 6-foot ladder, you can easily put it in this car because it will flat easily. Same as the third row.
Okay.
And I'm sitting behind myself. I have a pretty good amount of headroom, pretty good amount of leg room. My footroom is pretty good. And one of the...
Do you have any option there or no?
No, so
nothing.
No. And also one of the good things about this car is maybe this is good for like for the parents, for mom and dad, if they buy something and they don't want children to find out. And over here you have some.
It's good for
hidden
storage.
Well, I'm not sure if we could talk about that. But
oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
And you can
They're going to
see. I'm not sure if you guys could see, but it's pretty deep.
Yeah.
I'm like bending myself to touch it down here.
Oh my goodness.
And I think you can like easily fit, because we managed to easily fit like you know those water bottles that are like 12 pack. We managed to fit 3 of them in one side, because there's also another side to it.
Okay.
But it's pretty deep. I think like a perfect example will be that a watermelon could fit there.
Okay.
And let's go sit at the back. Let's go from the other side. And so I sit on the second row seating, and it was pretty good. Although when it comes to this minivan, and it's pretty easy to go at the back. So when it comes to this minivan, the third row seating is pretty tight. But now I'm gonna go check and sit at the back, and I'm gonna show you guys that if it's comfortable or not.
It seems better than Mazda.
Yeah. Well, Mazda is a super minivan. So the interior over there is a bit tight. Now I'm trying to go at the back, and wow,
Okay.
it's pretty comfortable.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I'm sitting at the middle,
Yeah.
and I have good headroom, because usually the middle row, the middle seat usually doesn't have a good headroom. And if I come even like sit on this side, I still have comfortable room. My legroom is not cramped, or my headroom. So, and you will still have like some like storage cubbies here. And overall, it's a pretty roomy van. Let's go check at the back. Let's go check the back door. So this car has over 142 cubic feet of space. And what I like about the trunk is that the trunk is pretty deep. So it's not like one of those flat trunks. It's actually pretty deep.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff over here.
And the third row seating, to fold it down, is a bit like a puzzle. Although it gets time to use to it. So you press 1.
Okay.
You follow the numbers. So you press 2. You press 3. You press 4. And this row will
so you
down.
have enough space right now.
Yeah. So it will fold down flat.
Okay.
But in order to get it off, that's a bit of a puzzle. So
you have to get used to it.
You're gonna get you're gonna follow the numbers, I mean, you can't reach once, so you're gonna press 2, 3,
Okay.
and
How long it takes for you to learn this?
well, I had this car. I mean, my family, they own this car. They own like exact same type
Okay.
of this car. And as I see this, it kind of brings back my memory.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it really depends. Like some other minivans, the third row seating is a bit easier to fold it down. But I don't know. I find it to be a bit like hard.
Hey guys, it's Kian, the finance manager from Cars Auto Sales or Cars Auto Reviews. Today we have 2012 Volkswagen Routan. It's one of my favorite cars. And this car has 188,000 kilometers. So now the main question is that which decision is the best decision for us? It's good to finance this car, it's good to buy this car cash, or do something else, do the in-house financing or some of those stuff. So the first thing that you should guys keep in mind is that this car is financeable because that's 2012. You can still finance it. But before making a decision to finance it or buy it cash, you have to pay attention to your situation. If you have a good credit score and everything is good in your life, that's wasting money to do the financing for this car because you can easily buy it for cash without interest rate and you don't have any headache. But if this car is your first car and you want to build your credit score in Canada to get some better loan in the future, maybe that's a good decision for some of the new drivers that they want to buy their first car, because you can build the relationship with the banks. And just keep in mind that for $9,000, $8,000 car, the interest rate is not going to be huge amount of money. For example, 20% of $9,000 or 15% of $9,000 is not too much. And on top of everything, you are going to build a relationship with the bank. So in the future, if you want to buy another car for $50,000, $60,000, you have enough history with the bank. So you are going to get an approval without cosigner. So for people that have a good credit score, I don't recommend financing. For people that they want to finance their first car, I recommend financing for this car because building a relationship is the most important part. Thank you.
So now we're with the driving part, and let's just start the vehicle.
I'm Routan. In the last video, you tried to kill us. In this one, please don't do that. Please.
The good sound of V6.
Yeah. I hate four-cylinder engine.
Four-cylinder engine.
They're garbage. Oh, I don't have to say this. Okay.
Well, some of the viewers might have four-cylinder cars. So first we're gonna hit the trail road, and now you guys will think, okay, well, there's nothing interesting, right? It has Dodge Caravan powertrain. Why are you gonna test the suspension? Well, the suspension is different. Suspension is actually by Volkswagen. The suspension has like German engineer into it. So you have American powertrain and you have German suspension system. And the suspension is independent at the back and it's pretty smooth. So now I'm gonna go to this trail road and I'm gonna see if this car or the cabin or suspension make any.
Let me show them the outside too, so
Yeah.
they can see.
It's pretty bumpy.
Yeah, it's pretty bumpy.
And this car, from what I found so far, is pretty smooth. So let's go and see how it will perform.
Nice. If it was Dodge Caravan, we could have headache right now.
Yeah. Good. Puddle. Doesn't make any weird noise or bearing noise, and
It's pretty smooth.
this car is quite nice and high, and you could and also has traction control as well, so you can do a donut over here or like a minivan drift. So first I want to talk about, so we see how smooth the suspension is, and I like this car. Like I would prefer it if I have the option between SUVs or minivan. I will choose this car. I will choose this minivan because I think it's nice and high. It's not like the center of gravity is not high as SUV, so the handling wouldn't be that bad. And it's also not like passenger that like you're like it's not like some of the sedans that like the car is pretty low on ground. It's like middle between them. And the 6-speed transmission does a good job of shifting, although sometimes in the cold weather the transmission could shift a bit hard. But overall, it's manageable. The engine and transmission is a perfect match. And just over here, I'm just gonna do like all acceleration, just that you guys see the engine. And this car is kind of quiet, but on the higher RPM, definitely you will hear the V6. So
I love V6.
and this is 3.6 liters, so it's a quite big engine.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the same engine with Dodge Challenger. Oh my goodness, okay.
yeah, this car is pretty fast.
It's the same engine with Dodge Challenger,
Yeah.
Charger, and
Well, I believe the Dodge Challenger 2016.
yeah.
'Cause I know they did
In
some-
2016 they
yeah.
changed.
But
Before that
has
it was
a silver
same.
engine.
Yeah.
As you guys see, it's pretty fast, and nor mother or nor dad need this money power. But I guess they just put it for you. So the highway passing is pretty good in this thing. And one of the things I like about this car is the visibility. The big side mirrors, the windshield, and also like the back windows is flat. It's like up, so it's pretty easy to see. And I love the visibility of this car, honestly, because the last review was in Mazda's and the visibility was like kind of cramped, but in this car it has a pretty good visibility. So that's it from my driving impression. Now we're gonna jump up to conclusion.
Yeah.
and
So
rating
what is
this
your
car.
score?
I will give this car 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why, usually Dodge, like it has like 3.5. The score is 3.5 out of 5 for reliability. Usually some of this Dodge Grand Caravan doesn't known for the reliability, but this car so far has no problem, no suspension problem, no leaks. So if you maintain them right, then I think this car will be a perfect car. What do you think? What would you give
And
this?
for me, I really like this car because usually people think that this is a German car
Yeah.
and it's not reliable.
Maintenance is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that this car will use regular gas and regular oil.
Exactly.
so-
And the main problem of German car is engine, because they're not reliable.
Yeah.
After 2 years, 3 years, you have some headache. But this one has Dodge engine, and on top of it, other things are for Volkswagen. And we both know that Volkswagen are much smoother than Dodge Caravan. So for this one, I prefer to compare this one with maybe Chrysler Pacifica instead of Dodge Caravan.
Yeah.
And price-wise, it's so good. The price for this car is so good. Because usually people think that's a German car. That's why they don't want to buy this car. But, they're idiots, to be honest with you, because they don't know anything about the engine. And this car is a really good one. I'm gonna get this car 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason that I don't like it is because it doesn't have some basic options that usually cars have. We tested Mazda, I think. We
Yeah.
saw it has leather seat. It has, maybe in higher trim it's going to be better, but it's a really good car. I really like it.
And it's pretty powerful, as you guys see.
Of course,
when
yeah.
Kian was talking, I just did the acceleration. This thing is awesome. So I think that's it of our reviews today.
Yeah, thank you
Make
for
sure to
watching.
like and subscribe.
Of course, they are going to do that. They like us so much.